And I'm Walter Marcellus
Walter Marcellus
Montilio, Duke of Earl.
Duke of Earl, Underdog Shannon Jr.
Underdog Shannon Jr.
And
if you don't
order.
call me by my full name, I will not answer.
And if you don't call me by my whole name. Hi, welcome to this episode of All About Art with E&S Gallery. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Walter. And if you notice, I got a chance to say my own name today. So what are we doing today, Kathy?
We're going to let you get over me calling your name first. And then we are going to get up close and personal in an area that you don't see often. We're going to look at some fine porcelain collectibles by Yatro.
Okay, and you know we're going to talk to the man, Kevin Cole, an amazing artist that does some bent wood, bent aluminum that is off the chain. And once you examine what he's done and talk about the images, you're going to understand his motivation, and it's wonderful.
And remember, you're always looking for those pieces that speak to you, that you can speak about. That's Kevin Cole.
That sounds like a great show.
Yeah. So, stay tuned for more right after this. Okay, we're going to move on to art by Kevin Cole. The first piece, Another December Blessing. Frame size, 20 inches wide by 26 inches high. The price framed and shipped, $23.50. Next, we have Conversation with Hope, but Relying on Faith. This three-dimensional mixed media, frame size, 36 inches wide by 48 inches high, 3 inches deep. Your price, framed and shipped, $7,900. Next, we have a wall sculpture, In Search of Truth. Intricate, very involved piece, 34 inches wide by 48 inches high and 7 inches deep. Price, $8,900, that includes shipping. Next, we have Conversation with Hope, number 2. This piece measures 34 inches wide by 48 inches high, 7 inches deep. Shipped, $8,900 is your price. Next, we have another three-dimensional wall sculpture titled My Thoughts, Your Prayers. Beautiful composition, 30 inches wide, 48 inches high, 5 inches deep, and the price for this piece, framed and shipped, $8,900. Next, we have Funky Situation, and the colors say exactly that. This piece is 33 inches wide by 14 inches high by 9 inches deep. Price, including shipping, $5,650. Land Where My Fathers Died. Size, 33 inches wide by 14 inches high by 9 inches deep. Price, shipped, $6,800. is the baddest sculptor artist in all the land?
Cole.
You're damn right. That Kevin Cole is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
Kevin Cole.
Shut your mouth again.
But I'm talking about Kevin Cole.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey.
There he is.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good.
Good to see you.
We're excited. Yes, we've seen and not viewed.
Yeah, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. What you been up to?
So I started a new series of works entitled The New Jim Crow.
Okay.
I'm excited to see it. That's what's on your right, behind you, is that it? Okay, let's.
I'm just taking a extension of the neckties, in which the story behind the neckties is when I graduated from high school, I didn't want to go register to vote. And my grandfather took me to a tree where African Americans, they were lynched by their neckties on their way to vote. And there's a lot of documentation in a book called The Sanction of Lynching, which documented a lynching that took place about 5 miles from his property. So in the events of Black Lives Matter, you know, looking at TV and being being on lockdown, as a retired art educator, I decided to play with the idea of looking at the body and the way the information that was given on George Floyd. You know, that was something that affected all of us. And so I decided to do a few of the maquettes, which are about 10 inches by 32 inches frame, and do a few 8-foot pieces that confronted a lot of the issues, that dealt with the idea of being an African American, number one, and number two, the importance of voting at this time.
Tell us a little bit about how you interpret, or how a collector should look and view and behold your work, because it is so unique.
I think that what makes my work so unique is the piece that is hanging over Walter's head is done out of wood, and every medium I use has to do with the concept and the idea and the philosophy behind my work. When you think about African American being lynched on a tree, then you think about wood, and I'm one of the few artists that is bending wood. Mm-hmm. And the pieces you have behind you are ladders. They're like abstract ladders, the difficult things that we go through in terms of trying to make it or trying to improve our situation. But at the same time, on the outside, they're bright and colorful, but they still deal with the concept of how we move forward beyond the lynching. So therefore, all of my titles are positive titles that have to do with faith, dreams, hopes, things of that nature, or different situations that are happening at that time.
But when you look into your work, there's a lot of information that you have buried in each piece.
Right, that's correct. I think it was one art critic from the Baltimore Sun to describe my work as soundboards of human experiences.
Okay.
I like that.
And that's what the works are.
When I look at, and knowing the concept behind the ties in your work, when I look at land where my fathers died, I get it, because you did the colors, the red, black, and green, like the black flag. So was that, am I getting it right? Is that the intention behind it?
Yes, that's the intention. Now those pieces, they were a part of my Fragment of Frozen Sound series. And that series was about where I mapped the storm of Hurricane Katrina, where I was doing the process of mapping. I was looking at the map, and I would deal with different shapes where the storm actually happened. Mm-hmm. So what you have in most of my work, what you have, I didn't talk about this either, is a combination of necktie shapes and scarf shapes. The scarf shapes, they represent the idea of women. I started using those shapes in 1995. Women have been on the forefront of the struggle a lot when you look at it, but they've never really gotten their due. So I felt I need to also incorporate those shapes with the process of mapping. You got those flat shapes, and weave the necktie and scarf shapes back and forth through each piece. And each one of my pieces, if you notice, they are put together just like a puzzle. Okay. And I think that's how our lives are. You know,
okay. Okay, well that leads into, I mean, the process of producing one of your pieces. Do you work on one piece at a time, or a body of work at the same time, or what?
Because keep in mind, the one above your head is on wood, and there's a process to prepare the wood where the wood would not break. If you tried to do it, you couldn't do it. But people
that's
always
why you Kevin Cole.
but when people ask me how do I do it, and I tell them, ancient black man secret.
You've had a stellar career,
yeah, man,
that a lot of people don't know about, but you've got the eye and the attention of museums.
I would have to say that the top one would start with doing a 15-story mural for 1996 Olympics. How many artists can say that they did a mural for the Olympics, 15 stories, and you never touched the wall?
Whoa!
For all the reasons that you shared, we love your work.
No doubt about it.
As collectors build, having those items of interest, the ones that mean something to you and that you can tell others about, those are what make art personal, in my opinion. And you do an amazing job of being unlike anything else.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Kevin Cole, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And you know we'll be in touch. All right, my brother.
Bye, Kevin.
All right, take care of yourself. All right, bye. And we'll be right back.
So we are now in the figurine world. And I think I'm gonna hang out with these guys here. Y'all doing a crazy beat, dude. Play that bongo. And the horn, oh yeah. So what's going on? We have a private collector that is selling the whole Yadro figurine, African American figurines. Check this out. Walter, what's going on up there, babe?
I'm up here hanging out with these two graduates. Look at them, they've done a wonderful job. These two graduates have finished, and they came out with a 4.0 average. Yay!
Oh, babe, you should come down and see this. Look at the little bird. Oh my gosh. How are you getting that bird to stay there? That is incredible. And I love flowers. And look at it.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Hey man, don't do that, you know what I mean? You might want to run right now.
Your flowers, your
You
hair.
might want to run. You might want to run. Don't do it.
Whoa, okay, I know, baby, I'm kind of high.
No doubt about it. But I had a good time today, though, did you?
I did.
Thanks for joining us in the world of figurines.
And to see more or to purchase, go to ensgallery.com and visit our resale site.
And as always, thanks for saying yes to ENS.
Oh,